win 7-1 to split the 4 games. George Springer, the hitting hero today, with a 2-homer, 3 RBI game.
And what did we say after game 2? Don't panic. Just keep coming and playing baseball. Keep coming every day to the ballpark and play good baseball. That's what they did the next 2 days. They faced the 2 best pitchers in the starting rotation for the Tampa Bay Rays, and they beat them. They beat them with home runs. That's the big hits in these last 2 games. So the Blue Jays get that 2-game lead right back in the wild card as they held home for a huge series with the Yankees.
Blue Jays win it 7-1. Big home run day as they hit 4. Thanks for watching, folks. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and we will see you tomorrow night. Here's Hazel and Joe, Blue Jays Central.
Wild card standings, the Blue Jays now 2 games clear of both the Rays and the Mariners for now. The Orioles are losing to the Astros, but they are still on the outside looking in. Magic number down to 5 for the Blue Jays. It could be 4 if Baltimore loses to Houston this afternoon. As we welcome you inside our Sportsnet studios along with former Major League catcher Joe Siddall. I'm Hazel May. A power surge there at Tropicana Field, and Whit Merrifield was nowhere to be found. 4 home runs, care of Alejandro Kirk, 2 from George Springer, and a mammoth home run from Teoscar Hernandez. This is the kind of production you want, Joe, if you're a team looking to go deep into the postseason.
The Blue Jays are a good hitting team, but how often in October, Hazel, we watch postseason baseball, and it really is about the long ball because it's hard to string hits together against good pitching, and the Blue Jays have a lot of power up and down this lineup. A little bit of an unlikely source here from Alejandro Kirk. Good to see that little power surge from the Blue Jays backstop, and this got the Blue Jays going in this game. And when you pitch well, get some power behind you, it's a pretty good formula for winning baseball games. George Springer going the other way. We don't see that a whole lot. Usually he'll do damage to the pull side, but McClanahan left that pitch up, and then he left another one up to George for his second of the game. This one straight away center field, so the power surge continues, but everybody's got to stand back and watch Teoscar Hernandez for just a moment. Watch this. He's watching it. Why can't we? This had to go about 465 feet, I thought, but they said it was only 464. Might have been short by a foot, but look where this thing lands. And I love the way players talk about how well they hit a ball or how far. Look at them all. Where did it land? They got the iPad out. They're saying just next to that railing, and they're kind of describing where it was. But home runs are very cool. Managers love them. John Schneider is going to appreciate this one, but it does couple with good pitching. And anytime you can hit the long ball, that's great. But I think Ross Stripling's the one that got them going.
Blue Jays now 7-0 all-time when they hit 4 home runs at Tropicana Field. Let's send you down to field level where Arash Madani is standing by with the guy who hit that mammoth home run.
Teoscar, what is it about this team that when they really need it most, just when it seems like things are down, you find a way to deliver offensively and with the arms?
I mean, I'm just here trying to do the best that I can. Like I always say, try to be for my teammates, for my team, and trying to do the little things to help them and to score runs and win ball games.
How much did you get that ball? Like, was that the best hit ball you've ever hit?
It was. I think if it's not one of the best, it's the best one. I mean, I got everything that I got on that one. I enjoy it, especially because we were winning. And it was special. It was really special.
Lourdes was waiting for you in the dugout with the tablet, just to watch it one more time.
I mean, they like to see when I hit a ball really far because of the pin that I do, a home play, and they love it. So that's the best thing.
Teoscar, first couple of games of this series were tough, and then you get Manoah, and then you get Stripling, and then you get the offense. Where is this team headed? What do you like with what you're seeing as you head back home?
I mean, Manoah yesterday was dealing. You know, he was attacking everybody. He was throwing a lot of strikes. We made some good, really good defensive plays behind him. And today, Stripling was the same thing. He was attacking all the hitters. He was getting like ahead of the counts and all that. And I think that's what helped us getting back and win the last 2 games.
You've been with this franchise a long time, man. It's been a tough couple of years for everybody. The chance to now go home with the opportunity to clinch a playoff spot in Toronto for one of the longest-serving Blue Jays means what to you?
It means a lot, you know. I've been waiting for this for a long time, like you said, especially because of the wonderful fans that we have in Toronto, the team that we have, and like we all fighting for something. And I think this is the moment to give the city of Toronto another chance to see a good playoff.
Teoscar's always appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Arash and Teo. What did you say to me, Joe? Never tell anyone you got a hold of it, 100%?
Don't admit to getting it all. Teoscar, there's more in the tank.
There is. There's more to this post-game show as we send it over to the booth and say hello once again to Buck and Pat. Hi, guys.
Thank you, Hazel. Indeed, the Blue Jays, they do a great job when they hit home runs, especially in this ballpark. Now, they are 8-0 at Tropicana Field when they hit 4 or more home runs in a ball game, as they did today, and Teoscar Hernandez absolutely crushed that home run, one of his longest home runs he's ever hit.
Yeah, that was the topping, I think, on the cake for the Blue Jays today with their scoring. But for Teoscar, you can see how far this thing's going to travel, 464 feet. Look at that exit velocity. Yeah, that's a thing of beauty, but I love the extra add-on runs that they gave him. The Blue Jays. Now, Teoscar had a heck of a road trip as they take a look at how far that thing went. 375 on the road trip. He had 4 doubles, Buck, 2 home runs. He also drove in 4 runs. And in 24 at-bats on the road trip, he only struck out 3 times. So if you get that bat starting to heat up again and they've moved him down in the lineup, it's just going to make this lineup more dangerous as we get closer to the end of the season.
And when you think about the emergence of Whit Merrifield on this road trip, it's pretty interesting how deep the lineup will get. Teoscar hit 2 home runs in this series. He now has 21 home runs against the Tampa Bay Rays. Forget about the Rays. They're done with the Rays now. They'll turn the page and look forward to a Yankees series starting tomorrow night. Hazel?
Buck and Pat, thank you very much. The Blue Jays improved to 18-5 this season when they've launched at least 3 home runs. And on Sunday afternoon, they did 1 better than that. So they took care of the offense. Ross Stripling did his job on the mound. Joe, 1 earned over 5 innings with 3 strikeouts. He did what they wanted him to do.
Pretty good job if you give the Blue Jays 5 innings and you let your hitters go ahead and hit some balls out of the ballpark. But Ross is just, he had the little blip in Philadelphia his last outing, but I thought we would see a little bit more of the changeups from him because it's been such a great pitch, but only 3 left-handed bats in Kevin Cash's lineup for the Rays, so he went to the slider a little bit more of a fastball slider combination. And with the lefties, he'll use the changeup a lot, but with the righties in the lineup for the Rays, a lot of sliders, but it plays off of his fastball. And that's the one thing with Ross. He doesn't have the 96, 97 mile per hour fastball, but when he spots it, he can be very effective, and he uses that slider enough against the righties to keep them off of his fastball. So they work hand in hand. He can battle lineups however they are presented to him. And if the Rays want to just throw 3 lefties in there, then I'll maybe go to the slider a little bit more than I will the changeup. And this is, since the All-Star break, Ross Stripling has been as good as anyone in baseball. The team has won 9 of his starts, and how about 6 walks in 54 innings? He is coming right after you, and the best part about it with Ross is you're not sure how he's coming at you, whether he's going to go with the changeup or the slider. We saw the fastball more today, so he's been very unpredictable. Just another kind of classic outing of Ross Stripling. I'm sure he'd like to go deeper, but it was enough.
Yeah, whatever works. So they leave the Trop with a split of this 4-game series in time to head home for Kevin Gausman's start against the New York Yankees on Monday. It's the final homestand for the Toronto Blue Jays. Blue Jays Central will be on the air at 6:30 Eastern. Let's show you what's going on.